Hey everybody, this is Dead Winter Dead, and this is my first Battlefield Hardline video. Wow, I didn't leave that map up long enough. But take a look at that map. Go ahead and rewind it and listen to my sultry voice again. But look at that map. 1, 2, count them. 1, 2, 3 flags in a row. Does this seem familiar? This is the Battlefield Hardline map called The Block. And it may very well be the smallest map in Battlefield history. And I do not use that term lightly, Battlefield history, because Battlefield has such a robust history, you know, from Battlefield 1942 to Battlefield 2, Battlefield 2042. I mean, there's so much going on in the Battlefield universe. So when someone says, and you know, someone meaning me, and I'm nobody, that this is the smallest map, it may be the smallest map in Battlefield history, and I'm just spitballing here. Why do you think this happened? Well, let me explain it to you. One of the most popular maps in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 was Operation Metro. This is Battlefield Hardline's version of Operation Metro, and I played it 5, maybe 6 times, and there are only 2 outcomes. Obviously, you know that the factions are cops and robbers, cops and criminals. So you have law enforcement, and you have robbers or criminals or bad guys, whatever you want to call them. But there are only two ways for this to end up. That is a double cap on one side. That means one side has 2 flags and the other side has 1 flag. Or a triple cap. That's basic math. So one side either has 2 flags and the opposite, the losing side, has 1 flag, or one side has all flags. Now, this sounds very familiar. Operation Metro. Why would they do this? I mean, and I know that a lot of people, like, you know, rake on Op Metro, and you know, I do too. Operation Metro was a great rush map, but Conquest, I mean, come on, it was a meat grinder. So I have to believe that Visceral, you know, and Dice LA or whoever put this together decided that, look, we need to have a meat grinder. We have to have a meat grinder, and this seems to be one of them. Now, granted, yes, I've only played maybe 5-6 matches on this, but they all ended up the same way, the exact same way. It ended up just being a meat grinder, just, you know, racking up XP, killing, you know, it was either you killing bad guys or bad guys killing you, and it was just a gory event all around. Now, why do we have this? Why is this a thing in the Battlefield franchise? If you look back at some BC2 maps, you have a couple of BC2 maps that have 3 flags in a row. But they don't end up being these gruesome meat grinders. And I understand that as a company, you have to be able to kind of, you know, throw enough, excuse the pun, but you have to throw enough shit on the wall that enough shit will stick. And everything that sticks is your customer base. So there are some people that want, you know, tactical gameplay and vehicle gameplay and infantry gameplay, and then there is a lot of people who want meat grinder gameplay. That's just the way it is. I'm not faulting people for that. I'm not faulting DICE or Visceral or, you know, EA for that. But people want that. But when I loaded into this map, and I was playing it, I was like, come on, guys, really? And don't get me wrong, you know, I had fun, and I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I had fun when I was kicking the enemy's teeth, and I'm like, yeah, take that. But then when I was losing, when I was triple capped, I'm like, this sucks, man. I don't want to be all capped. And you see the same thing in Operation Locker in Battlefield 4, even though that is, you know, 5 flags. But when you get all capped in Op Locker, you're like, man, this is bullshit. There's no way to get around it. So how can we address this? How can us as a community and us as the devs address this triple flag meat grinder situation? Are we just going to continue to accept as customers the triple flag in a line meat grinder, or should we say, why don't we put the flags in a triangle shape? Or why don't we go for a quad flag map that creates a square? That way, all the flags are still very close together. It still has that very TDM meat grinder feel, but there's still a chance for both teams to kind of ebb and flow. Now, obviously, I know that there are situations where, there are teams that are stacked, or you have squads that are communicating via VoIP or via TeamSpeak, and whenever you end up with a team that is communicating, you're gonna get steamrolled, especially against a team who's not communicating. That's just the way it is. It's like having multiple sets of eyes on the battlefield. But if we were to level the playing field and say no one was speaking, if we put all the flags in a line, then I don't know, the roll of the dice would dictate that at some point it would be a 2 flag versus 1 flag situation, or, as it always seems to be, a triple cap spawn camp situation. So how do we avoid this in the future? If you guys have played Hardline, if you have specifically played on this map, the block, let me know how you feel about this. Let me know how you feel about introducing another triple flag in a line, a linear triple flag map that almost always ends up in a stalemate, whether it's at the middle flag or whether it's a triple cap, meat grinder, I can't get out of my spawn thing. Do you guys enjoy this? Is this something that, like, the community enjoys, or is it something that just as DICE say, we've been tabulating statistics and we feel that Metro is the most popular map out of the entire series? Let me know what you feel down below. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think about all this. My name is Dad Winter Dad. Thanks for watching.